Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, eat folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for the while. I go over there, try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully, this will be the last video that I do reviewing from this particular room. But we'll get to that. Folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing so, I am inside this room in my front room. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Dragon Storm shirt, which, if you're not familiar, Dragon Storm, although they do sound like a progressive metal band, this is actually a comic book property. It's the name of a character from a guy named J.D. Rosario. I've worn a few shirts from his universe, Storm Chasers and what have you, before. I love J.D. Rosario's work. I've been supporting his stuff through Kickstarter for years. Actually got to meet him several years back at a Comic-Con. He's an extremely good dude. And whenever I get the opportunity, I always like to go over there and kind of pimp out his stuff a little bit, because stuff is really cool. It's a mix of classic superhero stories, but then there's also like less traditional ones, like a zombie story, and more like sort of darker stuff. I really like his stuff. The dude is constantly working and building. And I originally was wearing my cold shirt for my previous review that I just did, and I got some sauce on it, so Dragon Storm shirt for this one. Anyway, what am I reviewing for y'all, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I in this room? If you haven't seen my other reviews in this room, this is not my typical reviewing room inside my house. I have a back room for that, or more commonly, I review stuff in my truck. I am moving stuff around in my house. I got some furniture, so I had to I couldn't really do it in the back room. I was originally planning to do this review in my car. It's just too hot. It's just way too hot. Like, even with the air conditioning on, it was just way too hot. And I just was like, all right, we'll do one in here. So I'm still set up for it from the first couple reviews that I did. I might as well, right? Right. Anyway, what am I reviewing for y'all today? What are we doing here? Well, I just got through reviewing a chicken sandwich from, boom, Buffalo Wild Wings. But this is not a chicken sandwich. Oh, no. No, folks, this is... Oh, it's super greasy. Boom! It's a big-ass burger. This is their Bacon Smashed Hatch Chili Burger, which consists of American cheese, hatch chili peppers, grilled onions, pickled hot peppers. It came with fries. It was $15.79 for the entire thing plus the fries. So, ooh, that smells peppery. Let's try a super greasy burger, folks, because y'all know I love a super greasy burger. Oh, and by the way, this is going to end up on. I have a new playlist just for my burgers called Burgers for Days. This is going to end up on there. That's not a bad-looking burger, I tell you what. So let's go ahead. Let's eat this super greasy burger and probably screw up another shirt of mine. Oh. That's way too good. I get a lot of ads for fast food places and stuff because I do these videos. So I have to look up stuff. It's like research. So, I occasionally get ads from Buffalo Wild Wings and the like. And that's how I knew, hey, they got 3 new sauces coming out this month. I was like, boom, let's hit it. Let's get out there. One of the ads that they occasionally do is for their burgers, where they specifically say, burger's so good, you'll forget we have chicken. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I think their burgers are better than their chicken. Just hot take, I know, but even they're saying it. I really do think so, because the fundamental problem I run into with their chicken, like, their stuff is okay. They have a lot of tasty sauces. I think that's good. The problem is that their chicken itself is okay. It's certainly not bad, but when you compare it against like Popeyes or even KFC, it's not as good in my opinion. You know, it's like it's okay. It's decent quality, but it doesn't have the same oomph. You know, I don't feel like it's seasoned to the same extent, and I feel like for sure they don't have the same crunch that the other ones are able to achieve. Their chicken's decent. I'm not hating on it, but I would agree. I think their burgers are actually genuinely better. I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings more for their burgers than I would for their chicken. Now, their sauces do make up for that deficit. You know, it's like they're always coming out with new interesting stuff, so it's like, oh, okay. But no, seriously, this is a genuinely really good burger. It's a lot of burger. It's super juicy, super sloppy. And despite that, hi, Mr. Cat. I have a silly little cat. How you doing? He bolted because he knows I'll pick him up and put him on camera. Um, oh no, well, yeah, it was bound to happen. But no, the great thing about it is, like, this has a lot of good flavors going on. It's a great example of keeping it simple and just kind of, no, Mr. Cat. I can see him. He's like, I'm going to jump up there. No, you're not. You're a stinky cat. Come here, buddy. Hi. Want to smell my finger? Yeah, it smells like burger, doesn't it? Yes, it does. You already got fed. Um, but no, I appreciate the fact that there's a lot going on in it, but it's fundamentally a fairly simple burger. Like, you know, it's a burger with American cheese, grilled onions, and then you basically have a couple different types of peppers going on. The peppers are really the only thing that would make it sort of non-standard, because grilled onions are certainly a staple. And as somebody who's not a huge onion person, for one thing, I can get down with grilled onions usually. But then on top of that, the way they're implemented, they're not intrusive. They're just adding to the overall flavor of the burger. So that works really well for me. As for the peppers themselves, I really do enjoy the little oomph that they give it. Like, it's not a lot. This is not a spicy burger. But you do get a nice pepper flavor, and you do get a nice little kick here and there. You know, so it's working for me. That is genuinely working for me. And when you get a bite of one of those hatch peppers, or one of the pickled hot peppers, I'm sorry, you do just get this big oomph of flavor and heat. Again, I wouldn't call it outright spicy because you have so many other things working, but you do get a nice burst of heat. That is really good. Now, that said, folks, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again, or I recommend it? Yes and yes. Like, genuinely, I think that, I mean, you are paying a bit much for it. Now, let's get that out of the way. $15.79 at that point, you can pretty much get like a more gourmet burger from a bougie, burger spot. So you are paying for it. Of course, you do get some fries, but then most of those places will give you fries with your burger too, and they're going to be way better fries. So the price does come into it. But if I'm comparing this against other, like, I'm not going to compare it against like other bougie spots because it's not that. It doesn't live up to that. But if I'm comparing it to like more high-end fast food spots, like your Portillo's, your Culver's, your Freddy's, I would honestly say that I think by and large, I think their burgers are actually probably a little bit better than most of those. Definitely better than Freddy's. Definitely better than Portillo's. Culver's, it's a little bit hit or miss. This is probably better than 98% of the Culver's burgers I've had. Maybe even 100%. I'm struggling to think of one that I found to be as good as this, but I really do like this. It is a sloppy as fuck decadent burger, and that's what I want personally. I don't want faux meat. I don't want, it's like if I want a burger, I just want it to be ridiculous and delicious, and this works for that end. As for recommending it, I think if you want a burger, I think that Buffalo Wild Wings should be a place that you actually consider. It does cost a little bit, but you can get some good stuff there. They obviously have a decent variety. Plus, they have Mountain Dew Legend, which is the blackberry Mountain Dew that's exclusive to Buffalo Wild Wings. I actually reviewed it, so if you're interested, go look up that review. But I get it every time I go there, even though most of it is gone now. But, I mean, and especially just for this burger, but the only way I could see people not being into it, it's a lot. It is sloppy, and it has, like I said, it does have the hot peppers in it. So even though I wouldn't consider it a spicy burger, there we go. It could be a bit much for some people. That would be the only way I could see people not enjoying this. Because, like I say, it's sloppy and delicious. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest week, monumental rest, month, stupendous rest. Here, folks, you can go over there and have yourselves a truly sloppy-ass burger-tastic rest of your life. Because, man, I love a sloppy burger. I love it. I want it to be ridiculous, and I want it to be wonderful, and this qualifies. It's a good day. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world as high as possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you folks. It's not an easy thing to do. Especially right now for me, man, because it's super hot out. I don't do well with the heat, man. Some people love it. When I was working at my gas station job, I'd get people who'd come in. You know, I had the thermometer cranked as low as I could set it reasonably. And I'd get people who'd come in and be like, this is mine. But when we do run into situations that are frustrating, stressful, etc., take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you've got a spot near you where you're going to buy yourself a delicious, sloppy as shit burger. And it's going to be wonderful and delicious. You're going to hit me up in the comments. You're going to be like, Brandon, there's this place near me. It's got super sloppy as shit burger. It's fantastic. It's amazing. You need to try it. So I go over there and I'm like, okay, so I'm like, all right, where's this place at and everything? And then it turns out that, like, it's not, like, out of state. Maybe it's actually somewhere nearby me. But, like, maybe I need to, like, know certain people and I have to have a password and the whole thing. You know, I have to showcase my burger prowess, which I could do, by the way. Not cooking, but eating. That I could do. So then I got to go through these dark alleyways and this whole thing and, you know, and be introduced by the right people. Is your dad a stonecutter? Well, he was a welder. Does that help anything? Welding is important. But anyway, it ends up to a big, giant John Woo shootout style thing, except it's just me eating burgers. Just lots of camera tricks of just me devouring delicious burgers. Or conversely, maybe just go watch a John Woo movie. I personally prefer Johnny Toe, if I'm honest, but I like John Woo too. He's got some very quality ones. Just I like Johnny Toe a little bit more. Bye!